Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Sounds like it's a yes. All right, let's get the show on the road, shall we? And here we go. Welcome to Academic Challenge. My name is Jim Gifford, your host and moderator, and today we are featuring teams from Berrien, Springs, and Bangor. WSJM's Academic Challenge features scholastic competition involving high schools from Berrien and Van Buren counties and is sponsored by Waterville Elite Public Schools, Lake Michigan College, Lakeshore Public Schools, and by Chemical Bank. And first and foremost, we meet the teams. Let's start with Bangor. Step up to the mic and identify yourselves individually, please.
Zeppelin, senior.
Anders, sophomore.
Nathan, junior.
Alonzo, sophomore.
Zeppelin, and you're in the catbird seat here. I assume you're the captain, and your coach is?
Mr. Devers.
Mr. Devers. And from Berrien Springs.
Not even put back there.
Directly into the mics, please, people.
Joseph, freshman.
Corey, senior.
Jessica, senior.
Matthew, junior.
Joseph, you're the captain. Your coach is?
I am actually the captain.
Corey, you're the captain, and your coach is?
Our coach is the amazing and wonderful Miss Shum.
Very nice. Well, here are the basic rules that you have heard before, but nonetheless, in the first and second halves, we announce the value of each question before it is asked. You'll have 10 seconds to answer, 15 if it's a math question. When you press your button, please wait to be recognized. No consultation in these rounds. There is in the 60-second round. That's coming up later. I'll be your scorekeeper and co-judge. Bill Klein is asking the questions. He's also the other judge. And if everybody's ready, here we go.
All right, for 5 points, define and spell terrestrial.
Anders, Bangor.
Terrestrial, and it's like on the earth.
That's correct for 5 points. For 10 points, what Florida-based pro sports team is named after the rarest American mammal?
Zeppelin, Bangor.
Miami Dolphins.
Incorrect.
Berrien Springs, Joseph.
Jaguars.
Incorrect. It is the Florida Panthers, professional hockey team. For 20 points, his father was one of the Argonauts. As a young man, Peleus sent him and his own son to be trained by Charon. In the Iliad, while Achilles was sulking in his tent, who borrowed his armor and got himself?
Joseph, Berrien Springs.
Patroclus.
That is correct for 20 points. For 10 points, Victorians were shocked when the captain of HMS Pinafore said which swear word?
We can bleep it if necessary.
Yes, we will.
Zeppelin.
The F word.
Incorrect.
Berrien Springs. Corey.
Damn.
That is correct. If they ever said the F word, they would have been shut down.
Was that 30 or 10 points?
That's 10 points.
Thank you.
For 15 points, there are 2 cities on the Mediterranean Sea named Tripoli. Name the 2 countries in which these cities are located.
Zeppelin, Bangor.
Italy and Algeria.
Incorrect.
Berrien Springs, 5 seconds. Joseph.
Algeria and Liberia.
Incorrect. Lebanon and Tripoli. Tripoli. Rolls right off the tongue. Tripoli. For 5 points, it is the name of a river in a province in northeastern Spain. The province borders Castile and was joined with it in 1479. Name it.
Time.
Aragon. For 20 points, with Charlie Parker and Thelonious Monk, he confounded the bebop movement in jazz and wrote an autobiography entitled To Be or Not to Bop. Who was he?
Joseph, Berrien Springs.
Duke Ellington.
Incorrect. Good guess.
Bangor, 5 seconds. Zeppelin.
Ray Charles.
Dizzy Gillespie. For 5 points. Between 1875 and 1900, it utterly dominated college football with a record of 231 wins, 10 losses, and 11 ties. Name was Connecticut University.
Joseph, Berrien Springs.
Hartford.
Incorrect.
Bangor, 5 seconds. Zeppelin.
Duke.
Incorrect. Harvard is in Massachusetts and Duke is in North Carolina, and this was Yale. 10 points. The career of what president was the motivating force behind the passing of the 22nd Amendment in 1947?
Zeppelin, Bangor.
Truman.
Incorrect.
Berrien Springs, 5 seconds. Joseph.
Garfield.
Incorrect. Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And the amendment limited terms of office to 2 terms. You might want to get your pencils out for this one. For 10 points, match these fields: science fiction, mysteries, government expenditure, with these awards: Golden Fleece, Edgar, Nebula.
Anders, Bangor.
The Mystery with Edgar, the Nebula with Sci-Fi, and Golden Fleece with Government.
That is a correct answer for 10 points. Gotta get a new page here. For 5 points, I will give you only a short description of this object. You must tell me what it is. It moves 2 squares in either a vertical or horizontal direction, and then 1 square in the other direction.
Nathan, Bangor.
That is correct for 5 points.
Oh.
A math question for 15 points. Simplify the expression square root of 108.
Corey, Berrien Springs.
2 square root of 27.
Incorrect.
Bangor, anybody? 5 seconds. That's time.
It's 6 times the square root of 3. For 5 points, a court degree, which lets a married couple live apart as if they were divorced, is called a legal blank.
Joseph, Berrien Springs.
Separation.
That is a correct answer for 5 points. For 15 points, identify the last of the original 13 colonies.
Zeppelin, Bangor.
South Carolina.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Joseph, Berrien Springs.
Georgia.
That is correct for 15 points. For 20 points, originally an Etruscan city, it is located 32 miles south of Florence. It is the site of an historic horse race. It is also known as a famous center of art and architecture.
Joseph, Berrien Springs.
Rome.
Incorrect. What is the name of this Italian city through which the horses run?
Bangor, 5 seconds. And it's time.
Siena. For 15 points. Composed between 4000 and 2000 BC, the exact title of this work is The Coming Forth by Day. A complete copy is placed in tombs to guide souls on their journey after life. What is it commonly called?
Matthew, Berrien Springs.
The Book of the Dead?
That is correct for 15 points. For 5 points, what is the largest city in Scotland?
Joseph, Berrien Springs.
Edinburgh.
Incorrect.
Bangor, 5 seconds. Time.
Glasgow. So last question for 10 points. There is a box which contains 4 smaller boxes. Each of the smaller boxes contains 4 more boxes. How many boxes are there altogether?
Matthew, Berrien Springs.
17.
Incorrect.
Bangor. Alonzo.
16.
21.
Next question, final question of the first half.
For 15 points, what city in Illinois, near Chicago, is named for a French-Canadian explorer of the Mississippi area?
Alonzo, Bangor.
Pulaski.
Incorrect.
Joseph, Berrien Springs.
LaSalle.
Incorrect. Joliet.
Close.
I was going to say my birthtown.
That's the end of the first half of today's academic challenge. We'll be back with the score and the 60-second round after this on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
And then the entire box of 20. Yeah.
Oh my
I didn't have any job. I didn't answer anything.
Okay, let's be honest.
Drawing bucks.
Miami Dolphins was a good guess.
Yeah, but it's a national. Except the Dolphins.
Again, I say
No, they said land.
Okay, guys, this is what we got. This is okay.
I was thinking of bad words. Let me just say.
Really?
Hey, Alonzo.
Forget it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I handed that to you, Joseph. No,
you didn't.
Corey.
What?
Sorry.
So,
You like to confuse me.
Yeah, so did I.
I still have stun in my head.
Oh my god.
I was like,
this could why? And we'll cry.
oh, okay.
Second
I
C.
think these two.
Alright.
So,
Yeah.
one, two,
3 people who can do
three.
math, and then British history.
How good are you
Because I.
So it's all agreed on the category we're gonna take action.
You wanna know how bad it is? We built a wall to keep you out, and they still came. And they weren't even British.
So hey guys,
I didn't
let's,
get that Florida question.
it's all agreed.
Right next to
I think it's
I know hockey. I have
So-
an NHL game. I play as the
Right?
Panthers.
Leave this. Leave
Anders?
this.
I'm so mad at
I'm so
myself.
mad I didn't get that question.
You convince him.
Exactly.
Hey,
I don't want to even.
Ready?
Where am I lying?
Back here. All right.
It's
All right, people, let's bring it back and get on with it. Here we go.
Jump on.
At the end of the first half, the score, Berrien Springs 65, Bangor 20, and we move on to the 60-second round. Teams, you have 3 categories to choose from. We'll give you 60 seconds to answer as many of the 10 as you can. Each is worth 10 points. There is a 20-point bonus if you answer all 10 within the time limit. You are encouraged to consult with one another at this point. The answers, though, must come from the team captain. After the minute's up, the opposing team will have a chance to answer any questions missed, passed, or not gotten to. And Bangor, you're trailing at the moment. You'll have first choice of these categories, and they are British history, gender, and time. What is your choice?
Gender.
They're going with gender, and we'll have 60 seconds. Bill, does this need a setup of any kind?
Just one little point. Supply the feminine mates of each of the masculine nouns.
All right, 60 seconds on the clock whenever you're ready.
Bachelor. Bachelorette. That's a correct answer. Gander. Goose. Correct. Fox. Vixen. Correct. Executor.
Executive.
Incorrect. Author.
Playwright.
Incorrect. Bore.
What?
A sow.
Correct. Abbott.
What?
None.
Incorrect. Buck.
Doe.
Correct. Baron.
Baroness.
Correct. Czar.
Queen.
Incorrect.
That's the category?
Yep, there's
Six correct for 60 points. And we'll reset the clock, and we'll turn that category over to the good folks from Berrien Springs for those that were missed or passed. And whenever you're ready, Bill.
Okay.
Berrien Springs.
Executor.
Secretary.
Incorrect. It's executrix.
Wow.
Author.
Authorix.
I'm sorry?
Authorix.
That is correct answer. Also, author would be correct.
Oh, author.
Abbott.
Abyss.
That is a correct answer. Czar.
Czarina.
That is correct.
Russians.
3.
That wraps up the category. 3 correct for Berrien Springs for 30 more points.
History or time.
And we'll stay with Berrien Springs now because you will get to choose from the 2 remaining categories, which, if memory serves, are British history or time. Berrien Springs, what do you like?
We'll take British history.
Going with British history.
Oh, all right.
All right. Any need for a setup on this one, Mr. Klein?
No.
All right.
No setup.
All right.
Ready?
60 seconds on the clock. Berrien Springs, here we go.
What did Macbeth become king of after murdering Duncan?
Finland, isn't it?
I thought it was Scotland. Scotland.
Correct. How many rounds did Henry VIII have executed in the Tower of London?
Was it 4?
Yeah.
4.
Incorrect. What was Martin Frobisher searching for during 1576 to 1577?
Holy Grail? Yeah. Holy Grail.
Incorrect. Under what title did Oliver Cromwell rule England?
Lord Defender.
Incorrect. What possession did Great Britain gain as a result of the First Opium War?
Hong Kong. Hong Kong.
Correct answer, and a great high. What was Queen Victoria's title with respect to India?
Got an answer? Nothing?
No.
All right.
2.
Total of 2 correct in that round for Berrien Springs for 20 more points. And we'll reset the clock and turn the category over to Bangor to catch up on the ones missed, passed, or the ones we didn't get to within the next 60 seconds. At the ready, Bangor, and Bill, whenever you are.
How many rounds did Henry VIII have executed in the Tower of London?
Go with what?
6.
2. Anne Boleyn and Catherine Howard. What was Martin Frobisher searching for during 1576 to 1577?
We're going to go with gold.
The Northwest Passage. He was looking to get to Asia through the Arctic. Under what title did Oliver Cromwell rule England?
What?
Prince.
A Lord Protector.
Dagnabbit.
What was Queen Victoria's title with respect to India?
Lady of the Cave.
Empress. Was the Fabian Society established to achieve socialism, communism, or capitalism?
Socialism.
Correct. What was smuggled on a large scale from India to China by the 19th century British?
I think it'll be. Sounds like.
Ivory.
There was a hint in the last question of the Opium War. Opium!
One correct for Bangor for a total of 10 more points, and that wraps up the
Yeah, but every
60-second
time I do
round.
that,
We'll
I
check
get
the
yelled at.
scores and conclude the game next here at WSJM with the second half on the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
I knew the British brought it in. Ivory is Africa.
Yes.
Go against what everybody else says. I get yelled at. God dang it. I got 60 though.
Why you don't pass the ones we don't know?
Got 60 though. I said Ivory. Come on.
Darius, every single like actual history
I said it too.
Come on.
These two gentlemen, it was only last year that we looked at William Moore.
All right.
Almost died.
Got the trick chair there.
I got you. Hopefully we'll get rid of Cutler this year.
I don't know. We got a good coaching staff now, I think.
Yeah, John Fox.
Yeah.
They're getting rid of Lance Briggs.
Yeah, well,
He's old.
unfortunately, he's had his best years.
You good? Yep. All right.
Good morning, Vietnam.
All right, people, let's bring it back and get on with the second half. Here we go. The score at the end of the 62nd round, Berrien Springs 115, Bangor 90. And it is time now to find out what's happening at each of our participating schools. We'll start with Berrien Springs and Captain Corey, who defers to Joseph.
It's amazing technicolor green coat.
Captain.
Greetings from Berrien Springs Public Schools. Winter sports are well underway. Congratulations to Ramiro Williams on his first place victory in the Berrien County Wrestling Invitational in the 119 weight class. He was also voted MVP of the tournament. The Shamrock Wrestling team will compete at districts in Dowagiac next Wednesday, February 11th, and individual districts on Saturday, February 14th. Good luck, boys. Two head coaches have announced their retirement from coaching recently, and we would like to thank both Mr. Bill, who is that? Berrien, and Mr. Rick Rule for their years of wonderful service to our school. After 44 years of service, Mrs. Jan Birmingham has retired as curriculum director. Thank you, Mrs. Birmingham, for your years of. You can take this over, please.
Want me to just restart?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Go ahead. If you want to take it from the top, knock yourself out.
Greetings from Berrien Springs High School. Winter sports are well underway. Congratulations to Ramiro Williams on his first place victory at the Berrien County Wrestling Invitational in the number 119 weight class. He was also named MVP of the tournament. The Shamrock Wrestling team will compete at Team District in Dowagiac on Wednesday, February 11th, and Invitational districts on Saturday, February 14th. Good luck, boys. Two head coaches have announced their retirement from coaching recently, and we would like to thank both Mr. Bill Bergen and Rick Rule for their years of wonderful service to our school. After 44 years of service, Miss Jane Birmingham has retired as curriculum director. Thank you, Miss Birmingham, for your years of dedicated leadership to us all. This week, Berrien Springs Public Schools was recognized as academic state champs for academic excellence in 2014 by the Center for Michigan Bridge Association. On Thursday, March 5th, we will host the 5th annual Shamrock Quiz Bowl Invitational beginning at 6 p.m. We look forward to exciting Quiz Bowl action. Congratulations to 7 solo and ensembles that received Division I ratings. Specifically, our own Matthew Reeves for his Division I rating with a marimba solo, and Rachel Williams with a Division I rating in her brass quintet. However, for us, the most exciting news of the week is the announcement that I, Corey Buchholz, was named National Finalist for 2015. Before we close tonight, we would like to thank the radio stations of WSJM FM 94.9 and our sponsors, Chemical Bank and Lake Michigan College, Lakeshore Public Schools, and Waterville Community Schools for sponsoring this event.
All right, Corey, thank you kindly. And now from Bangor, here is Captain Zeppelin.
Hello from Bangor High School. Last week, our Winterfest celebration with the seniors, of course, winning overall
I'm just going to restart that.
Hello from Bangor High School. Last week was our Winterfest celebration with the seniors, of course, winning the overall competition, included was a Pennyware fundraiser for leukemia aid. On Saturday, members of our band participated in a solo and ensemble competition at Southwestern Michigan College. Congratulations to the 8 students who came away with D1 ratings. Now, athletic teams are preparing for the end of the season tournaments. Tonight is senior night for boys and girls varsity basketball teams against Marcellus. Good luck to all. We'll be hosting the individual wrestling district tournaments this Saturday in the high school gym. BHS senior John Hescott deserved a shout-out for being named Academic All-State Honorable Mention by the State Football Coaches Association after being nominated by Coach Maynard. We'd like to finish by recognizing the high school for placing in the top 25th percent statewide in the recent Bridge Magazine report on Michigan schools. Also As always, thanks to the sponsors of Academic Challenge for giving us this opportunity.
All right, Zeppelin, thank you kindly. We have no substitutions for the second half, so let's just get on with it. Second half of today's Academic Challenge between Bangor and Berrien Springs. And Bill Klein, whenever you are ready.
Okay, we're going to start off with a math question for 10 points. What is the sum of the number of lines in one haiku, 2 lyrics, and 3 couplets?
Corey's going to take a shot at it. Berrien Springs?
20.
Incorrect.
Bangor, anybody? Zeppelin?
25.
Oh, come on. Now, multiple choice for 10 points. Which of the following men signed the Act of Military Surrender for Germany in 1945? Alfred Jodl, Albert Kesselring, Hermann Goering, or Rudolf Hess?
Zeppelin, Bangor.
We're going Rudolf Hess.
Incorrect.
Berrien Springs, who are you going to go with? 5 seconds. Joseph.
Kesselring.
Alfred Jodl.
Last name is Jones.
Only his.
Yeah, Goering was the Air Force, the Luftwaffe, or whatever they were. For 5 points. Et tu, Brute, with a
Joseph, Berrien Springs.
Julius Caesar.
Incorrect.
Finish the question.
Were the last words of Julius Caesar? What did he mean when he said it?
Oh,
Anders, Bangor.
And you too, Brutus.
That is correct for 5 points. For 10 points. Secret Service agents protect presidential candidates because Senator Robert Kennedy was assassinated in 1968 while campaigning. What other candidate was shot and wounded while campaigning in Maryland in 1972?
Zeppelin, Bangor.
Richard Nixon.
Incorrect.
Berrien Springs. Time.
George Ross. For 10 points, quote, when I see birches bend to the left and right, across the lines of straighter, darker trees, end quote. Who wrote these lines?
Jessica, Berrien Springs.
Hemingway?
Incorrect.
Bangor, 5 seconds. Anders.
Whitman.
Close. Robert Frost. For 5 points, on what special day does the Christian season of Lent end?
Zeppelin, Bangor.
Easter Sunday.
That is correct for 5 points. For 10 points, identify the following sentence as simple, compound, complex, or compound complex. Since it snowed today, we stayed inside. My wife and I painted the kitchen and the kids played video games.
Corey, Berrien Springs.
Compound.
Incorrect.
Bangor, 5 seconds. Alonso.
Compound complex.
That is correct for 10 points. That was Bangor, right?
What did I say? Berrien Springs? That was Bangor, yeah.
That was Bangor. For 15 points, Herman Melville died in 1891. What novel of his was published in 1924?
Matthew, Berrien Springs.
Moby Dick.
Incorrect.
Bangor, 5 seconds. Zeppelin.
A Tale of Two Cities.
Incorrect. It was Billy Budd. For 20 points, although it was short-lived, in which dynasty of Chinese history was feudalism abolished and a Great Wall built? We're looking for the dynasty.
Zeppelin, Bangor.
The Song Dynasty.
Incorrect.
Berrien Springs, Joseph.
The Ming Dynasty.
Incorrect. It was the Shin Dynasty. For 5 points, give me a synonym for levity.
Jessica, Berrien Springs.
Longevity.
Incorrect.
Bangor, 5 seconds. Time.
It's lightness, frivolity, gaiety, or Jim Gifford.
What?
Any one of those would have been correct. For 20 points, what 17-letter legal term refers to a false statement or misleading act that deceives another person involved in a contract or transaction?
Matthew, Berrien Springs.
Anti-disestablishment?
Incorrect.
Bangor, 5 seconds. Time.
Misrepresentation. For 15 points, in sub-Hebrew manuscripts, these books were cited by their opening words in the beginning. Now these are the names, and called, in the wilderness, and in these are words, and these are the words. By what collective name do we know them?
Corey, Berrien Springs.
The Torah.
That is correct for 15 points.
I'm not Jewish.
Or the Book of Moses would have been correct also. For 10 points, the U.S. infiltrated which communist country's hip-hop music scene and tried to use it to generate opposition to its government?
Zeppelin, Bangor.
The North Koreans.
Good point, but no.
Joseph, Berrien Springs.
Is it China?
Cuba. You know, you do what you got to do. For 15 points, the World Health Organization recently celebrated a dramatic decrease in deaths from what disease, which has long plagued many in the third world?
Zeppelin, Bangor.
Malaria.
That is correct for 15 points. For 15 points, who is the current White House press secretary?
Zeppelin, Bangor.
John Kerry.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Berrien Springs. Time.
Now, here's one for the books. Josh Ernest, a press secretary. Perfect. For 15 points, in a new book, he criticizes President Obama's decision to withdraw all troops from Iraq. Who is this former defense secretary and CIA director?
Zeppelin, Bangor.
Dick Cheney.
Incorrect.
Berrien Springs, Joseph.
Colin Powell.
Incorrect. Leon Panetta. For 10 points, after a coup last May, Thailand is now under the type of rule with army officers leading the government, a two-word answer with M and J being the first letters of each word.
Corey, Berrien Springs.
Military jurisdiction.
Incorrect.
Bangor, 5 seconds.
Military junta.
Junta. The next question, final question of the second half.
For 10 points, who was the first black quarterback to be selected number 1 overall in the NFL draft?
Zeppelin, Bangor.
Michael Vick.
That is correct for 10 points.
Oh, thank you.
And that wraps it up. That's the end of today's academic challenge match. We'll tabulate the scores and announce the winners after this on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
Shout out to my boy Jesus.
You said that wearing a bear shirt, too.
I was gonna say it too, so.
That was supposed to be.
If you didn't answer,
That wasn't supposed to be a serious answer.
You guys are not gonna, well, you're gonna be surprised at how close this was.
Told you. I'm gonna get so mad.
What? I thought Cuba because of hip hop. Then
we don't want another time.
That was a good game.
That was,
Guys were motivated.
Caesar.
Robert Frost.
You always say Robert Frost.
Julius Caesar.
That was a good guess,
Yeah,
because that
Robert Frost. Mark Twain.
is the first thing you would think of.
I always say Mark Twain. He's cool.
Huckleberry Finn.
Because
You'd say and you.
Just as much as we do.
I was too because it was too obvious.
Mark
Julius
Twain.
Caesar. I'm sorry.
Zeppelin. Trivia crack. It's always Mark
I know it was
Twain.
Julius Caesar. That's how much I know. That's all I know. I don't know what's that.
You tweet.
And to you, Brutus.
You
No,
just that me
he's
too.
already died.
Did you know that? Yeah, I knew that was the hashtag backside.
Well,
I remember it.
Technically, it was.
Do you know why he said it to Brutus?
Because Brutus died.
Because he's a boss.
Actually, the story is that Brutus was his son.
Well, he had sons with Cleopatra, technically, but we don't know.
No, he had a
because-
daughter.
He had
A daughter.
Egyptian.
All I could
ladies.
think of though with the Cuba hip
he had
hop
lots
thing is
of-
like this is what we turn to after the Bay of Pigs.
Around.
You
I failed
think?
so hard. Music is the answer.
I was thinking either Russia or North Korea, man. I went with the North Koreans.
Well, they don't get anything. They don't have technology. They don't even have radios.
Dude,
You think they would?
Moon rocking on his Walkman.
Good. What you got? I got Eminem's new CD.
All right, people, let's bring it back and wrap it up. Here we go. We are back on WSJM's Academic Challenge to announce today's winner and thank our sponsors. The winners, a score of 135 to 130. The team from Bangor
Holy crap.
pulled it out with a Michael Vick right at the end. Congratulations on a nice hand for the game from Bangor. We thank you all for joining us on WSJM's brought to you by Lakeshore Public Schools, Lake Michigan College, Waterville Lake Public Schools, and by Chemical Bank. And we invite you to join us next time at the same time as Berrien Springs and Bridgman go head-to-head on Academic Challenge.
Good game, both teams.
Thanks, guys.